Yo boys, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing a Assassination Rogue guide. I've had some mic issues, honestly, on a lot of my videos, and they will continue so for a little while. But just bear with me for a little bit. This is going to be just like the Sub-Rogue guide, except obviously it's Assassination. Right now I would say Assassination is by far the best spec. It's closing S tier, but I would say it's high A now. It does really well just with other classes, other broken classes. So Affliction Warlocks, Ellies, Frost Mages, just it can work with a lot of things. It's really good. Probably one of the better specs as Rogue for sure. So that's pretty much that. Just wanted to get that out. Now I am running sub Rogue gear, so I will have a actual gearing. I'll have a few people that you can look at below if you're looking to gear your Assassination Rogue. But I am sub Rogue gear. You are going to be running 4 set. Um, Again, the gearing will just be down below. You can just look at it yourself, and it'll be a lot easier for you to understand what I'm saying. So, we'll go over the add-ons here. Actually, first we'll go with the talents. So the talents, there are some people that run Kingsbane and some people that run this build. The Kingsbane build is kind of weird. Um, it is good and bad. I'm actually gonna turn down the sound. Okay. So Kingsbane, and then there's this build. Kingsbane is a build that has a ton of burst, but lacks in overall damage. So, um, kind of weird. More than likely, you're going to be running the non-Kingsbane build. That's kind of the meta right now. Um, you're also going to want to have ambush when you're in stealth. It's the same thing as sub rogue. When you shadow strike, you're going to get those the death on them. It can be really good and really bad. I kind of can't stand it because when I blind, it still stays on the target and it'll break. So keep that in mind. That can be really annoying, but all well. After that, that's pretty much it. So the builds, it doesn't matter which build you run, more than likely they're going to be pretty much the same thing. Um, that's the good thing about Assassination. It's a very basic rotation. You're kind of doing the same thing every single time. I will have some games at the end of this. I will just find an LFG healer and queue some games up. So you can pretty much see what it is I'm saying. So it's not just, oh, I'm hitting a target dummy. It's actually, showing you. So the PvP talents, there's a few that you can have sometimes. So your average looking talents for PvP is going to be Smoke Bomb, Disarm, and Hemotoxin. Now, you're never going to get rid of Hemo, never going to get rid of Smoke Bomb. Disarm can be kind of remove it sometimes. So for example, if you're facing a caster, you need to run Veil of the Midnight. So let's say you're facing like a BM hunter. Veil of the Midnight is going to be way better than Disarm. Or like a DH. Disarming a DH doesn't really do that much. Um, so Veil of the Midnight, and then you have Control is King. Now, if you're looking for more energy, so let's say you're struggling with energy, you shouldn't be struggling with energy, to be honest. You have 3 disabilities, and you're pretty much just clicking 2 buttons. It's very rare that you'll ever run out of energy. Now, there are some times where you actually do, but Control's King is really good as well. Now, Veil of the Midnight, I usually run this when I'm facing a Pharaoh Druid or Assassination Rogue. The reason is for Deathmark or Feral Frenzy or whatever you want to call it, that'll cancel off everything. It literally is a hard counter. Every rogue that's facing an Assassination Rogue should be running this talent. It's a lot better than Disarm. You're literally countering their entire burst. It means they can never go you. It's like a um, dwarf. They have that ratio every 2 minutes where there's no point of bursting on them because they're just going to cancel it easily. So really good talent versus Pharaohs and Assassination Rogues. Otherwise, Disarm or Control's King. Normally, it's going to look like this, though. So now that we've gotten that taken care of, um, the only macro that I use is the SAT macro, which is my other video, but I will still put this one as well. The SAT macro always comes in handy, especially when you're facing other stealthies, for example. Um, I only really need it when there's a stealthy, but it does come in handy. Most rogues have this macro, or they have a macro like it, because there's a lot of names for it. There's a lot of macros you can. It's not just one macro. There's a ton of them. So I would just have the macro to have it versus stealthies. Otherwise, you don't really need it. it's mainly just for the stealthies. Other rogues, other hunters. If you see my other videos, you'll see that I can find them a lot easier by just hitting this macro and it'll immediately sap for me. So I don't have to wait and, be a little bit behind. I can just immediately sap. So that's pretty much the only macro I use. There's not really much more to it. It's again a very basic spec. Don't really need many macros, and it is one of the easier rotations of the spec. So now that we have the talents, the macros, we're gonna go to the add-ons here. Ability team tracker. I just have it because it's just more. So I have Omni CD, which party tracks cooldowns, and then I have ability team tracker. Personally, you probably only need Omni CD. I think it's better overall, but you can decide if you want both of them like I do. Got some good old water. Big debuffs. So big debuffs pretty much when you look at somebody and you stun them. So when I stun them, it's really good to have because as you can see, if you don't have this, it's gonna end up just showing it underneath. So it literally goes on their head. So now I know when I need to restun, it's about to end. I can restun, I can restun, I can regrow, I can regrow, and you can kind of just see when it's gonna end. If you're curious how rogues are garroting you right off their garrote and then again keeping you, on perfect timing, it's because they have big debuffs. They're timing it perfectly. If that's kind of how you do it. It's pretty much basic knowledge, but some people, especially beginners, people that are just playing Rogue, a lot of times you don't even pay attention to stunning. Very few classes that, rely off stuns. Rogue is one of those classes. You're going to be stunning a lot, you're going to be doing a lot of things. So, that add-on is really nice. Damage meter, kind of just the obvious. I think everyone has this as well. It's really good if you're facing another rogue or just something else in general. You're able to see how they're doing damage. Especially, for example, there'll be sometimes when stuff will get buffed or nerfed. New builds will come out, and I find out how new builds come out when I check their damage log. If a rogue's all of a sudden doing double my damage, and he's using a new ability or something, then I'm gonna know that, oh well, there might be a new build out. That's that's pretty much how I know when there's new builds out. So, damage meter, good to have. Nameplate cooldowns, basically tracking their cooldowns above their head. A lot of people ask me about that one. A lot of streamers do not run this. I run this, and I also run S Arena, and I also run Gladius. Um, I run a lot of things, but they're not. They're pretty much it's not major things, but it's just good. It's good enough. It's just how what CDs do they have? What CDs do we have? After that, you don't really need to worry about it so much. So, nameplate cooldowns is a personal choice. Omnibar. I usually run it when I'm on my HPALs or my healers or casters, so I don't have to look at their nameplate for kicks or whatnot. When you're playing like a DPS like this, you don't really have to worry about it so much. If you're one, I'm tracking rogues shadow step and stuff like that. But otherwise, you're just tracking their kicks. So if you're a little bit too far and you can't see them, Gladius is basically going to show up wherever you put it. Really nice to have. So, um, Omnibar, we have Omni CD, which we went over. S Arena updated to by Sammers. I will go over this real quick. So this is my S Arena. Download this add-on. You're going to go to Buzaru. You're going to click it, and then as you can see, mine looks like this. Um, kind of put yours however you want it. Sometimes I'll have my trinket on the left side, and then I'll have my DRs a little bit to the left. Again, I don't really care too much about it, but I will show you the settings, and then you can kind of just copy and put what you. So pause the video on each section once you download the add-on, and then you can kind of just at least you have the basics. This is all you really need. You don't really need anything super insane like anybody else has. Basic ones do. So pause it, put it where my percent is, and then you can kind of just move around as you want. So that's pretty much it. And then we have True ECD. This add-on I only really use for I'm doing YouTube videos so people can follow along a little bit easier. I wouldn't say it's just as I mean, it's still hard to follow along, but you know what I mean. If you're trying to record your gameplay or something like that, it's not really needed if you're not planning on doing VODs or anything like that. So I use it so people know what I'm pressing. That's about it. I mean, obviously, if you're recording gameplay for yourself, it's going to be helpful. You'll be able to see what your rotation that you're doing wrong compared to what somebody else is doing wrong or right. Otherwise, it's much very basic. So we're going to go over the rotation just a quick second here. Um, we are going to be in an arena, but I am going to give you the basics. So when you're running this build, you're going to be running Deathstalker's Mark. What that's going to do is you want to have ambush while you're in stealth. So, but you're not going to need ambush once because you can only use it in stealth. So you can change it out for mutilate, and then once you're out of stealth, you'll go to normal mutilate. So that's pretty much how I do it. I don't really have two separate keybinds. They're both kind of the same keybind, but I just take the other one out. So all you're gonna do is there's a few ways you can do this. So you can run in, sap the healer, garrote stun, or you can garrote everything and then stun everything. I've seen it a lot of different ways. It honestly depends on what comp you're playing, or if they're stacking. Sometimes you're just gonna be garroting the healer and then you're just gonna bleed the main DPS. For example, I'm just gonna garrote him and then I can garrote the second DPS. Off that, you can just rupture. That's your startup build. After that, you're only clicking Tempest when they're stacked. So if these two are like, let's say the healer and the DPS are two DPSs that are close together, that's the time when you're gonna hit this. Otherwise, you're never trying to hit it. It's not worth the combo points. It's just something you put up time. So it's not like a major CDE or anything insane. It's just something that you do. Another fun trick is your blades. So your Phantom Knives, it's a really good combo point farmer. So as you can see, if when I do this, I already have 3 to 5 combo points. Instead, I can click it in about 1 second, I can have 5 combo points. Instead of just spamming mutilate and having to go through that transaction, immediately getting max combo points. So, again, it's kind of harder to say while they're stacked together. Again, it's kind of, normally they wouldn't be like that. And it looks like there's no like targets that are separate, so I can't really say. So all you're gonna do, you're gonna sap the healer, garrote, cheap shot, ambush, put a full rupture up. At that point, you're pretty much good to go. Now, when are you gonna be death marking? Now, the good thing is you don't really need to death mark the first go. It's really good to kidney bomb and then do your go. Um, I've seen a lot of people do it on the first go, but more than likely they're gonna not do it the first go. If you put a cheap shot up, by the time you get all your bleeds up and do your death mark, it's not gonna end well. So if you're looking to death mark and do your burst on the very first go, don't cheap shot kidney. So instead of you can cheap shot the healer. Normally you're gonna sap the healer, but um you're gonna go for a kidney. So as you can see, what we're gonna do is we're gonna garrote him, ambush, rupture. We can garrote again, just get that extra damage, and then now we have full combo points for a kidney. Then we can kidney, bomb, death mark, shiv, and at that point we can vanish, cheap shot, ambush, garrote, a venom, ambush, ambush, a venom. Again, just a solid um rotation. Not very hard. Um, as long as you have your bleeds up, again, the main issue with a lot of rogues is their bleeds will go down. The only main ones you need to keep up is it. So, full rupture and a grow. Off that, you can just throw out some blades and get Tempest. That's it. Those are your 3 main bleeds. And the third one's not necessarily needed, but over time you're going to be using it because you're not really going to be doing anything else. So, keep your bleeds up. Again, we're going to Tempest, farming points since they're all stacked. At this point, we're just going to kidney, shiv, and do the same thing. So kidney, shiv, and you're just mutilating, venoming, mutilating, regrowing since it's going to fall off. We can re-tempest since it's falling off, and that's pretty much it. Now, you're not going to double shiv unless maybe it's on your death mark. Otherwise, you're just shiving every kidney. That's pretty much it. You're going to get extra damage on your kidneys when you shiv, so don't just spam shivs when you don't need to. If it's on a death mark go and you still have a lot of damage, then it's whatever. But otherwise, just save it for. And that's pretty much it. You put Garrote up, you put Rupture up, you put Tempest up, and if they're stacking,
when they're lit up, this means not only do they hit all, so it's an AoE. So if I do corroding, rupture, it hits every single target. So anytime you vanish and they're stacked up, that's when you want to garrote and that's when you want to rupture. When it's lit up, it means it's gonna AoE. That's how, if you're wondering how a rogue is getting bleeds up on every target, it's normally because there's two or more people stacked together, and they will do a ton of damage. That's why people say don't stack versus assassination rogues because they do this. So they basically just are able to get double bleeds up off that. They can blades, they can tempest. Now they have triple bleeds on up every single target that fast. It only takes about 3 seconds, 2 seconds at that. So that's pretty much it. Now I'm going to get in more depth with the rotation as we do the arena. So I will meet you there and let me know what you guys want to see next. Obviously, I plan on doing an outlaw one still, but I will see you guys in the arena. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the arena. Now this is a little bit lower rated. Um, I'm around 1800. Just some LFG, so it's gonna be the best way to explain it without having to absolutely try hard. Again, you're gonna be wanting 4-set. I am running all sub gear, but the rotation's not gonna change, and that's pretty much it. You're just gonna have a lot more damage than what I'm going to be having. So basically, gonna tell you what to do. So in this situation, what we're gonna do is we're gonna run in. Normally, we would let our priest get in combat so he doesn't get sapped, but we'll see if we'll do that. Otherwise, we're just gonna bleed the priest. We're gonna bleed the rogue. Our goal is to hit both of them at once. So likely, if the rogue goes me, we're gonna go priest. The reason we're going priest is because we're gonna be able to hit both targets. So we're gonna use our sap macro here to see if we can find the rogue. This is usually the best point until the rogue comes out. It looks like we get a sap. So here we sap him. Deep shot, garrote, rupture, evasion's air. Now we can garrote this guy. Rupture, get an ambush, Shiv early. Kenny off the fade. Kenny, our burst here. I'm just going to trinket that because I'm not going to wait. He's probably going to kill me here soon. We're just going to bleed the rogue. Like he gets a good old bastion. That guy should be able to get me here. Pick him here. We're going to put a re-rupture up, garrote him. He's going to go for the ultimate penance here. I think they have a lot of pressure going out here. Hopefully my healer's not having a terrible time. At this point, we're going to get ready to vanish, garrote him. Garrote the other guy. We're going to Kenny him. We're going to cheap shot the other target. Looks like he gets a good disarm. Good disarm. We're going to rupture him again. Again, we're just trying to bleed both, so we should both of them. Hopefully girth me, or I guess he's at a PS already. We're just going to cloak this, because why not? We're going to blind the healer here, blind him. Off that, we can vanish if we need to. So now we're going to vanish. We're going to sap this guy. Nope. Okay, I guess for some reason stayed in combat, because the game's So we're going to bleed the rogue here. Again, we're just going back and forth. It looks like hopefully he doesn't let me die here. Kidney shot, and then we can smoke bomb here. So here we go. At this point, we're gonna Tempest, Shiv, Star Racial. Looks like that didn't work. Nice, he gets a has a beautiful mind control. So again, it looked like we were far behind, which we possibly could have been, but we ended up taking it out. Again, a very easy, basic way to learn. Even if you don't do it perfectly, it doesn't really matter. Obviously, the obviously you want to ambush. So, when I shivved on accident, it was meant to be an ambush. I just, my timing got bad, I guess. So, you have to keep in mind, I don't play Rogue much anymore. Although it's been the same, um, if you just keep practicing, even the basic things that I'm giving you, you'll be pretty insane at Assassination Rogue. It's again, a very basic spec. It doesn't really take much skill. If I can play it, you can play it. A lot of people think that I'm really insane, and I used to be, and I still am. I have really good awareness and stuff. But being honest, I'm pretty much just um. I don't really play my account anymore. That's the problem. So I'm playing healers on other accounts, and stuff like that. So if I can play like this, so can you. I am 100% confident you can play just as good as I can. It just takes time. That's all it is. It's simply just time.
So here we're running the kidney talent because there's no point in running the cloak. There's no running, disarm's not going to disarm a mage. It's not going to help us. This guy's probably going to get in combat, so I can't sap, which is unfortunate, but not the worst. So here we're going to garrote the healer, garrote the mage, ambush the mage, rupture both of them, re-garrote. Actually, we're going to try to sheep shot if we can still get it. Nope, it looks like we can't. He sheeps me. I kick the next sheep. Again, we're going to step to him. We're pretty much bleeding both of them because they're right on top of each other. By this point, we're going to shiv when we can. Like, I'm just stuck in this. I could kill it, but I'd waste so much energy. I'm just going to use my racial here. We're going to stun the can, so sheep shot him. Sheep shot the other mage. Ambush. We're going to road again, and then rupture. Again, we're both just killing both of them at the same time. Now we're going to Tempest. They're stacked. Look how they're both just dying. And that's what we want. That's what we want to see. So here I'll cloak since my guy got kicked. We're going to shift since he's low already. We're trying to get his block here, so we're going to blind the priest. We'll blind the priest right now. He'll trinket. Yep, trinkets. Now we'll garrote him, rupture him, sheep him. Now we'll use our death mark go on him here. Vanishing for more damage. I kick him here because he's trying to fake cast me, which is fine. I'm going to DR stun him again. I bomb him here. I shiv him again, and now he's dead. So pretty much just controlling how the game goes based off of that. I'm pretty sure my S arena is bugged, by the way. It's not showing me numbers for some reason. Normally it would show it on numbers there, but it didn't. So I really just can't get as easy as that. So again, when it's shining up like that, you want to hit the closest. That way you're hitting both of them at once. As you can see, we barely hit the mage. We went the mage like once that entire time, yet we did more damage on the mage than we did the healer. And if you're wondering how to kick, if somebody's fake casting like that, what you should be doing is wait until that cast gets to 60 to 70%. So if somebody's fake casting you a bunch, just keep doing damage on him while he's trying to fake cast. Just like he did. He was trying to fake cast me, but ended up wasting a lot of his time fake casting when he could have clicked another button, even though he had PS on him. And that's a major thing. Because if he fake casted me there, he would have got a full ultimate penance and he wouldn't have died. That's a big mistake by a lot of lower rated players. They'll end up getting fake casted off CD. That's how you lose games. Just go for the damage or wait until they cast just like I did. If once they get around here, 70%, then kick them. 9 times out of 10, after somebody fake casts once or twice, they're 100% going to cast at 70% because they're just going to be wasting too much time. This guy's already 20%. There's no point of sitting there and fake casting because he's going to be too afraid at that point. So this is where we want to run disarm. Enhancement shamans do a ton of burst damage, so we're going to look out for the damage. Disarm when we can. Disarm does a lot versus enhance. So basically going to run in, and if they're stacking, we're going to garrote both of them. If they're not stacking, we're going to sap. So we'll see here. So right now we're going to sap since they're stacking up perfectly for us. We're just going to garrote. I'll just vanish this so I can garrote him. Garrote him again. We'll stun him here. Now we have rupture on both targets. I'm not going to use trinket because there's no point. He hasn't used any buttons. We're going to disarm on his burst now. They're using all their CC. Now we're going to Tempest. So he just ports air. So now we're going to Kidney, Bomb, Death Mark, Blind. So now we're just doing full damage while he CC'd. And now he loses the game. So pretty much straightforward again. It's a lot of damage. It really is. On top of your garrotes, we're just spamming garrote and rupture. When they're stacked like that, again, look at our damage. They're basically equal. And the reason they're equal is because when they're lit up, whatever I do on the other person, it does to the closest target. A lot of people don't understand that. I just had somebody yesterday ask me what that means. What do I do when it's lit up? And you may think, it's like, bro, why wouldn't he know what that does? A lot of people think that it does extra damage, which technically it does extra damage. However, the main thing is it's AoE. That's why you want to do that. The good thing about this build, running 2 vanishes. A lot of people will try to use their vanishes defensively. When you have 2 of them, the greatest thing is you're able to throw one out. So let's say you have 2 up, just like I did. I threw that out just to get out of a route. That's it. That's all you can use it. You're not using 2 vanishes defensively. It's just not going to happen. You're always going to use 1 offensively. The last one you have, so you use your second one. You have one left. That last one you're using defensively. So when you use it, when you get 30% after your evasion and cloak, oh, I got to vanish. You're going to do that defensively. So we're facing a DH, so we're going to run Cloak Bubble here. So Cloak Bubble is going to counter, obviously, all of his melee damage. No point of disarming a DH. There's just no point. It's not gonna benefit you that much. So we're gonna run in. He's probably gonna AOE or use eyeball. We're gonna sap him first. Sap the Mistweaver. Cheap shot him. Garrote. Ambush. Rupture. And then we're gonna Garrote. Ambush. Trinket Rupture. Why not? We're gonna Tempest both of them here. So we got both Tempests going here. Looks like we're going to go the Mistweaver for a second. It looks like he's a little bit. Now, as we can see, the DH trinketed, so we have smoke bomb still, so we're going to bleed this guy up again, put a rupture up. We're going to put Tempest up as well, because we're about to do a lot of damage to this guy here in a second. So, guys, run over the... So we're going to Tempest him here. We're getting combos up again. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to blind this guy here, so blind him. Actually, yeah, it looks like my death actually broke it. Hilarious. So now we'll Kinney bomb him. Use our burst here, so we're using a lot of damage here. We're going to vanish, re-cheap shot, ambush. It looks like he's probably going to get orb here, so we're going to Garrote him, rupture him here, cheap shot him. Like we cannot do that. Gets a good old-fashioned full stun. Not bad. We're just going to put a... I'm not going to ship. So we're probably going to go the Mistweaver more. Normally, you would never be able to kill a Mistweaver, but I think we're going to be able to kill this. And again, the good thing is, just never chase. There's no point of chasing a Mistweaver. He'll come right back to you just like he did. So we're just going to bleed him up here. No point of kicking him. He's full HP. Now we can kick him. Actually, he ended up getting a really good... Normally they don't fake cast like that. So now we can shiv. Again, they're both stacking, which is pretty much a GG for them if they keep doing this. So I Garrote him. Rupture him. Cheap shot him. And we're just keeping the damage rolling. And again, they're both just dying to air, even though I'm literally just doing the most casual damage of all time. So we're just going to put a rupture up on this guy. Now we're going to go back. Going right back to this guy. We'll Kinney the D. Actually, I'm not going to Kinney the DH. This my guy is a... We're going to Kinney the Mistweaver here. Kinney shot. To where we can get some damage out. Fortunately, we don't have a vanish to get out. We're going to shiv him here. Now we're going to kick if he casts at all. Yeah, it looks like he might just... Nope, yeah, he actually just died. I was about to just trinket that, but... And that's pretty much it. And again, we did pretty much 30 mil more damage than he did. And I'm literally just doing damage. There's nothing about Assassination Rogue that makes it, oh, I have to play it perfectly. Nothing. All that comes down is, can you keep your bleeds up? And that's about it. Alrighty, I'm going to get one more game in, which is either going to be a win or loss. I was going to record the other games, but they were kind of poorly done. And I didn't really want to upload those. I'm fine with uploading bad clips. But it just depends. It depends on how the overall game went. Like if I got enough information in it, or if I just want it too quick, it's not really that good to put. Unless it's like one or two. So this will pretty much be the last one. I'm gonna try to get the most information as possible. This video will end up being around 30, 32 minutes plus. A little bit longer than the other one, but I think there's games at the end, so people want to watch the games. I normally don't talk about it while I'm actually playing the game. I talk over dead, but I think people like that I'm actually live talking while I'm playing. So we'll be more intrigued today. So we'll get one more game in. Win or lose, I'm just going to post it. And that'll be the last clip of... So, if you are wondering, when do you double bleed? Never go out of your way to do it. So when they're stacked up, that's when you want to use your vanish. If you have shadow steps to spare, that's when you want to do. One thing I've seen rogues do is they vanish and they'll run across the map to go for a Garrote. Don't do that. It's not good at all. It's just a lot. You're just wasting your entire vanish. Every time in your stealth and you get that Garrote opportunity, you want to do it on everybody. So you want to Garrote the healer, Garrote the DPSs. Not only you're getting extra damage, Garrote's not just a silence. As you can see, 50% damage increased. 50%. That is what we're looking for. You get the silence and you get the 50%. So when I Garrote somebody, it's doing this. It's doing 50% on every target. So that's what you want to do. When you're vanish or you're in stealth, you want to grow everything, every target. And if they're already stacked, that's great because then you don't have to waste your time. But that's pretty much your goal. Every time you use your vanish, you're growing. But normally, once you open, so if I open and I grow people, you want to wait, you want to triple grow. So you'll usually see that I literally will grow everything. I'll put ruptures up, I'll regrow. I'm doing it 3 times. You're trying to do it 3 times because, it's silencing 3 times. So if you're wondering, why I keep growing, it's because you're still getting a silence effect. It's just DR'd. So you want to grow it 3 times. Off that, you can stun. That's pretty much all there is to it. You're getting a silence effect, you're getting 50% extra damage, and then you're getting your rupture spams. Your growth's giving you a ton of combo points, so, it only takes 2 times for me to get full combo points. Per time, that's pretty much it. So you just got full bleeds on every target and 2 globals. It's that simple. So we'll get in this next game here, and that'll be video. A little bit longer, but I think getting a little bit more information in ends up being really good. So although it is a little bit longer and a lot of people won't watch the longer videos, they may just end up skipping it to the videos, which is the thing that I would say, if you already have gotten your everything else down, you don't really need to worry about anything else I say other than the actual videos. So, if you already have my add-ons, you already have the stat macro, you already have the build, you already have the gear, you already have the PvP talents, you're pretty much good to go. You don't really need me to tell you that other information. So you're good to just skip to the videos, to the actual games. That's pretty much it. So win or loss, we're gonna post this regardless. Now, what do you do versus wrestlers? A lot of the people that don't know, wrestlers die really quick. So what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna try to bleed the druid whenever we can. Now we're not gonna sit on top of the druid while he has full hot. But when you see a healer that's putting every hot up in the game, he has every hot, just go to a different target. Now, if he's off DR and you can stun him, great. But if he's on stun DR and you see that he's not taking any damage, don't just sit on him. Just go to a different target. I'll bleed the DK up some. You'll have to bleed this guy. Forcing him to bleed 2 targets at once is going to take down his mana way more than him just healing himself. Pretty much, we're going to go in. We're going to bleed the DK. The druid's automatically going to open up. Most likely, he'll rake me or just come up and start healing. Happens. We're looking to use our Shadow Step for stuns on the Druid. So let's see if we tap the DK here. We're going to Growt him, ambush this guy, Rupture him, ambush again. Nice, so he opens with the break. Like I said, he ambushes or uses his burst for no reason. I'm not going to shrink it. He has wall up. No point in me using cooldowns. I haven't used a single cooldown yet. We're going to Growt this guy up. We're going to Tempest here. Our evasion, because we're dying here. We're going to Kinney, Death Mark, ambush. We're going to Growt his trinket, Rupture, Shiv, Tempest. We're going to re-step to him. It looks like we can't, so we're going to hit the DK. We're going to bleed him up immediately. We're going to Shiv him. We're going to Vanish, Cheap Shot, Bomb, Venom. We're going to blind the healer. Like he gets out of it. That's fine. We're going to Rupture him, bleed him up. Okay, nice. We have double bleeds rolling here. I think I forgot all about my death mark on him. Fine, now we're bleeding both of them. He's going to cycle in my guy. Most likely we're looking for the kick here. Just in case. Again, we're literally just pummeling this guy. So he uses Ironbark. We're going to immediately kidney this guy. Shiv, Cloak, so he can't grip me. Growt. We're going to Vanish. We're going to re-stealth and kill him. And again, even though my blind literally broke to myself, that's really all it takes. Now, hopefully my guy can heal me here. Actually, I'm dying, so that'll be nice. Here we go. And that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. You don't gotta play perfect. You just have to do your bleed rotation. It's really as simple as that. And these are the games that I like and I enjoy posting because it shows you guys you don't have to be some type of rank 1 player to do damage or be good. Just do your damage rotation, click your cooldowns when you need, and just go both targets. We're not going to sit on top of the DK when he has he has Iron Bark because he's not going to take any damage. So we'll swap. Just swap him back and forth. If this guy clicks, his burst, or if I click Cloak and Evasion, you're not going to sit on top of me and that's exactly what we did. So we pretty much did damage to the same. You know, we did more in the DK because we kept our bleeds out from the very beginning. But that's pretty much it. So we just ran some games with this guy because, you know, for the video. So I appreciate the guy for hooking us up. But it's been X. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Hopefully, I will have the Outlaw video coming out tomorrow. We'll see. Again, we're running 2-set. We're running all sub-rogue gear. Get you some assassination gear. You're good to go. It's very easy, basic. Hopefully, this guy, you know, made you understand that Assassination Rogue is not hard to play. I have literally just showed you, you know, it's a lot easier in 3v3 arena. It's a lot easier in solo shuffle. You just do the same thing, except you have another DPS helping you damage. That's all you got to do. So, if you guys want to see something more like this in the, let me know. It's Ben X, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.